Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in the market or to just learn from the market, right? But let me go ahead and give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, let's get started. So we are now looking at the VIX, and this is pre-market prep, right? Support as at around 1915. You can see price came down to this area only to find support in this zone. So where are our trouble places? We know the 5 EMA is here at 1918, and we have a previous resistance area or support area at the 1920 area. So I would watch above this 1920 for the VIX. If we should break that, just know 1924 again at 1928. The 20 EMA is right at the 1928, so that's going to be like a strong resistance area in my opinion. I'm going to put an alert just to let me know that the VIX is above this area. So above the 1928, just know 1936, and again here around the 1948 and 1944 area is going to be a trouble place for the VIX. Now if we break this 1944, just know we can have trouble around 1949. Those are going to be trouble places for the VIX. Now to the downside, if by chance we break under this level of 1915, just know that 1911, 1905, and again down here at 1884. And if I'm not mistaken, the VIX, and why am I looking at the 2 minute? If I'm not mistaken, the VIX is an inside day candle for today. It is. Now I will give the trigger to that, to the upside and to the downside. Now if by chance we break above this level of 1921, just know that we have a upside target here of 2378. Now to the downside, we are already at that, under that trigger to the downside. 1924 gives us a downside price target of 1884. So I would definitely watch that 1884 for the VIX. Just know when the VIX is down, the SPY is normally up, and I do believe the SPY is an inside day candle as well. So let's go look at the SPY. This is something that I watch daily. So yeah, where are our trouble places for the SPY as of right now? To the upside, I would definitely watch this area of support for the SPY around the 546.23 up to the 546.55. It would not surprise me to see price come back to this area. I'm going to say that again. It wouldn't surprise me for it to come up, get rejected, and come back to this area. So where are our trouble places to the upside for the SPY as of right now? We will have trouble around 548.29. The high of this candle is 548.29. Let's say 548.35. We should have trouble around that area. 548.44, 548.68, 548.81, 549.01, 549.16. And if we break that, just know 549.48. And I like to look at resistance on smaller increments as far as the overall or bigger increments. Let me say that. So if we should break this 549.48, just know that we can have trouble around 550.18, again at 550.31, 550.56, and 550.70. Those are going to be trouble places to the upside for the SPY. And just keep in mind, those are previous gathering spots or places that the SPY has consolidated and had a little trouble in that area. Now to the downside, if by chance we break back under this 547.10, just know that 5 EMA is right there at a previous support level that we had already marked at 547.61. If we should break under the 547.59 area, know that we can find support at 547.34. And again here at 546.96, 546.84, 546.77, 546.70. That's kind of close to each other. That 20 EMA and that previous support or resistance line is forming here. So yeah, it's already been formed. Let me say that line is together. It's what I was trying to point out, those two. So under this level of support at 546.67, just know 546.55 back down to this 546.23. Under that, we can have trouble at 546.06 and 545.97. Again, it would not surprise me to see us back in this zone for the SPY. And let me go to a higher. I do believe the SPY was an inside day candle. I guess, yeah, it is. So if by chance we break above this inside day trigger, which is here around 547.71, we have an upside target here of 541.60. If by chance we break under this level of, let me get that, 544.49, just know 542.68 is the target to the downside for the SPY. So I would definitely watch those levels to the upside and to the downside. Anything is possible in the market. I always say that, and nothing is guaranteed. Let's go look at Tesla just to see where we are today with Tesla. Tesla is an inside day candle also, and it is breaking through the trigger. It has reached the trigger, or yeah, broken through the trigger. Let's say that number was at 219.87. So we have an upside target for Tesla today at 233.77. Now if we break under this level of 210.50 of 213.67, just know that we have 210.51 as a downside target for Tesla. And let's see where our trouble places for Tesla. I would definitely watch we're finding support here at the 219.68 area. We closed at 216.27. That's interesting. I'll pay very close attention to that. And the 5 EMA is at 219.52. If we break that level, 218.99, I will watch that. And then 218.24. Under the 218.24, we can come back to this 217.99 area, which is right here, 218.12, right where the 20 EMA is. So I would, on this 30-minute chart, I would watch this level for Tesla. Now, if we break this and around the 217.76 or 60 area and under the 217.36 area, just know we could possibly come all the way back to 216.61, again at 215.99, and back down here towards the 215.19 area. So for Tesla, those are places to the upside and to the downside. I always say, y'all trade carefully, wait on confirmation, and once it goes against your why, get out. So we're now looking at AMD. AMD was trading in this previous gathering spot. We had pre-market support around 137.70. Resistance was here at 138.14. We just broke through that above the 5 EMA, only to create another gathering spot for us. So I would definitely watch this level of 139.11. 139.28, we will need to break through that to continue to the upside. Now our trouble places are, if we break the 139.28, just know 139.92 is the 200 EMA on this 30-minute chart, and a previous support or resistance area at 139.97. So I'm going to set my alert above that area to let me know that we have broken through a level of resistance. Now if we break that 139.97 area for AMD, just know 140.52 is another trouble place, 141.03 is another trouble place, and let's see, 141.80 and 142.23. Those are places to the upside that I would watch AMD. Now, if by chance we come back under 138.60, just know we can have trouble around 138.14, which is right with this 20 EMA and a previous support line that we had marked here. Under that 138.14 or 16 area, just know we can have trouble here around 137.67, 137.53, 137.25. Under 137.25, we can come back to 136.58. Under 136.58, we can come all the way back to the 135.54 area. Now, if we break that 135.54, we can retest this area of 134.86. So those are areas to the upside and to the downside for AMD. If I traded that today, again, I always say y'all trade carefully, right? So we are now looking at Nvda. Nvda has broken out of a gathering spot. As you can see here, pre-market support was around the 106.23. Resistance was at the 106.64. It broke out of that only to come up here really close to, it looks like it was an inside day candle also. So that was a trigger. The 106.64 was a trigger to the upside. The upside target was 108.19. It looks as if we've already close to reaching that target for Nvidia. So I would definitely watch the 108.19, 108.52, 108.68, 109.09, 109.90, 110.93. Those are places to the upside that I will watch for Nvidia. That 110.93, beyond that 111.36. Now to the downside, if we get under the 5 EMA, just know 107.09, 106.70, I would watch that as support. 106.24, 105.94, and again here at 105 even, I would watch that as support for Nvidia. Now the downside trigger for the inside day candle, if by chance we break under this 104.62 and break under 103.64, that is our trigger to the downside. If we close below that, just know that we can have issues around the 102.46, but the downside target is $100.95 if we break the 103.64 for Nvda. I always say, y'all, trade carefully, wait on confirmation, and once it goes against your Y, get out. I always say live to trade another day, right? So we do have a lot of inside day candles today. I'll give the trigger for that. That means if it break below above this place, then this is the upside target, and if we break under this, then this is our downside target, right? So AI is first on the list for, AI. If it should break above $22.22, we have an upside target of $22.27. Now under $20.96, we have a downside target of $20.50. So I would watch AI if I traded that today. Again, trade carefully. And Amazon is an inside day. We've already broken through that trigger. 175.88 was the trigger. Price target is 178.38. We've reached 177.94 thus far. So can we continue climbing? We very well can. If by chance we break under 173.45, we have a downside target of 171.23. Amazon is an inside day candle. Bank of America is also an inside day candle. We've broken through that trigger and high above the target. Let's say that 39.71 was the target, 39.71 was the trigger, and the target was 39.87. 71 and 87. Let me get that right. Yeah, so under $39.10 gives us a downside target of 38.56. I got to get my words right. I think I got so thrown off on it, I had already reached the target and beyond that. So yeah, Bank of America is an inside day candle. If you trade that, trade carefully. CCL is an inside day candle, and if it should break above 1621, 1646 is the target. Under 1585 gives us a downside target of 1549. CVX is an inside day candle. Above 142.06 gives us 142.15 as the target. Under 138.57 gives us 137.90 as the downside target. Devon is an inside day candle. DVN, if by chance if we break above 41.84, then 42.39 is the target. Under 41.31 gives us a downside target of 41.09. So those are a few of our inside day candles. Meta is also an inside day candle. Above 511.41 gives us an upside target of 524.90. Under 502.22 gives us a downside target of 498.15 for Meta. So if you trade Meta today, trade carefully. Microsoft is an inside day candle. If we break above 408.65, we have an upside target of 410.76. We are at that trigger now. So if by chance we break under 402.15, we have a downside target of $400.86 for Microsoft. So if you trade Microsoft, trade carefully today. The QQQ is an inside day candle. We have broken through that trigger of 455.49. We have an upside target of 461.34. Just know we're going to have trouble at 456.87, which is the 200 EMA on this 30-minute chart. Now, if we break under 449.91, we have a downside target of 448.36. So the QQQ is an inside day candle for today. So y'all, if you trade today, I always say trade carefully, and once it goes against your Y, get out. Set your stop loss, get out, live to trade another day. I hope these videos are very, very helpful. I hope that everyone have a very profitable and a very, very productive day today. If you could, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, because we learn and we grow together, y'all. So until next time, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.